Hello, my name is Will Gamache, and I play the trombone. And today we're going to talk about tackling challenging pieces of music. Right now, I am working on the Mambo from West Side Story, and I want to talk to you a little bit about my process of working on that. So, first, this little excerpt for me that I'm going to work on with you, this guy right here, is challenging in terms of range, in terms of rhythm, and also in terms of tempo. So for me, it's kind of a triple threat. So what I'd like to do is I like to slow everything down so that it's so slow that I have to be correct. Like I can't mess it up. So I call that tempo di lerno, which is not a real musical term. But when I play this so slow that I can't get it wrong, I can really isolate the articulations, the style, the rhythmic integrity, all that good stuff. And I also, when I'm playing something that's also high like this, it kind of sits up there on that B natural, I like to just drop it down the octave so I can hear it a little bit better, right? So what that would sound like is this. Mambo. All right, so a couple of things there. I'm trying to make sure all of my accents are in the right place, and I'm playing with clear rhythmic integrity so that everything besides the range and the tempo stay consistent. Cool. So what I would normally do, I'm currently filming this on my phone, so I can't use my Metronome app, and I'm going to a bunch of meetings today, so I didn't come prepared with a metronome. But what I like to do is I like to play what's called the metronome game. So before we do that, I would pop that back up into the regular octave because the positions are different. So I want to make sure I'm learning the positions correctly. So I'm going to again play this very, very slow, but in the correct octave. Apologies if I crack one. Right, here we go. Mambo. There you go. So it's still slow. It's in the correct octave. Obviously, it's a work in progress. And then what you do is you gradually pick up that tempo. So again, one should use a metronome. I am not actively using a metronome right now because of the limits of my technology in the space where I am currently. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit and keep that same tempo. Mambo. Cool. All right. And then the next step, something else I like to do that I didn't address is I call it the penny game. You take four pennies, and you put them on one side of your music stand. And then each time you get the lick right, you move one penny across. All right. So I'm going to demonstrate that right now, I guess. For the sake of time, that'll be my lick. Okay. So there's one time I get to move one penny across. Here's time number 2. Cool, here's time number 3. Oh no, and then I missed a note. And that was absolutely not intentional. So now I have 2 pennies over there. I played it correctly twice. Now I have to move all of them back to the other side, and I still have to play it correctly 4 times in a row. Obviously, there are limits to this. If it's a range issue, or like me, you've been practicing for a little bit and your face is a little tired, you need to be smart with when you put this into practice so you don't just frustrate yourself. But that's the process. So you go back and you do it 4 times correctly. This helps with fingerings, positions, and rhythms and articulations. It may not always help with range, right? It is just demonstrated there. So eventually, between the tempo di lerno and the metronome game and the penny game and taking it down an octave, those are kind of my primary tools for getting something up to speed with the challenges that I have, which tend to be range and clarity of articulation and that sort of thing. There are definitely exercises you can do as well. Long tones up on for intonation on the notes that you're trying to hit that are maybe out of tune for you. There are also articulation exercises if you're struggling with like a heavy tongue. Anyway, eventually, after all those things, ideally, you'll get to a complete lick. And it's okay to check your note, too, if you need to. Long bow. Long bow. There you go. In any case, thanks very much, and go practice.